If one more person says muted, you're banned. Ah, there you go, Tom. You're first. Who's next? Anyways, I feel like I'm too red. POV, you're Michael Utley. How do I fix this? Maybe just softer? That's a little better. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. What's up? Do you ship Quexy? The sparks were apparent. Sparks were apparent. That's all I'll say on the matter. And obviously, I don't want to put any expectations, but man, a child between the two would be adorable. Just a genetic masterpiece. Are you heading to TwitchCon this weekend? I was trying to make it work, but I just don't think it's feasible. I don't think it's feasible, but America's out of town for the next few days, so I'm going to try to stream a decent amount. You know how it is, not being tied down by the missus. You get more time to be yourself, hang out with the boys. You guys are the boys. So, that's what's going to be going on. Should be a good time. Whoa, 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 what's the problem? Is there an issue? Anonymous. Thank you for the 5 gifted subs. I appreciate you. Look at this. See, I love hanging with the boys. Yes, exactly, Mountain Doofus. You said it better than I ever could. Did you like the MJ take? If you ever DM me, I'm blocking you again, Nathan. You ever DM me about that shit? Absolutely not. But I appreciate Anonymous for the 5 gifted subs. Some familiar names there. I appreciate it. Potluck, bring your subs. I'll bring mine. Don't worry. By the end. All right, let's talk about some loose drama, I suppose, before we get into the actual stream. Look, I promised I would never be on Twitter again, but I just saw these 2 tweets back to back. Quinn, I see you weren't too happy with our last convo. Just like I said when you ran over to beg me for some champagne, we could never be. Skull emoji. You're much better off riding the wave of other BB players. You're great at that. Love you, dog. Hashtag BB26. Hashtag superfan. Hashtag BB25. Hashtag obsessed. And then Quinn says, Jared, Cory is your dad. Says in the replies. Lila. Okay. So look, I'm not gonna condone you guys to go shit on people, but this is funny. This is a funny situation. I don't even know what to say. I didn't plan this one. I regret mentioning something on RHAP because that's other people's business, and Rob eked it out of me. It's why he's such a good journalist. I hope the beef between Jared and Quinn is real. Obviously, it's not fake. They're not in, cahoots. But, I hope they really dislike each other. Not because I want people I know to, I'm not trying to sow chaos, but I think it's just funny. I think it's just pretty funny. You know what I mean? Why is Quinn beefing with Jared right now? There's a lot of things you could, take issue with Jared. I'm not, Since Big Brother, he's been nothing but kind to me, but obviously there's stuff in the house that was not very chill. So, if you want to take issue with that, I get it. It's just funny in the year 2025. I just think it's fun. They had some altercation, clearly. I wish I could watch it. I do think Jared would be great on the challenge. I think Quinn would be very fun as well. I think Quinn's dying to have an opportunity to showcase his athleticism. Can someone sum up the drama? Jared and Quinn had some altercation where... what did Quinn say on his stream? Update me. I don't want to... I'm not trying to leak more stuff. Quinn couldn't stay far away from that show. It's, it's fine. Quinn's a big boy. Jared called him a loser. Okay. My instinct is Quinn talked shit about Jared on the feeds because that was his opinion on Jared. Jared heard, didn't like it. Then they had a talk. That's my understanding. Spoke about the drama yesterday. He said everything you can watch the VOD. I don't trust you saying everything, but I don't. There's not like a crazy amount of layers here. Only got on the show because he's a dork who watches the live feeds. Okay, that part's funny. And like, look, I think you could make a genuine argument that Jared bringing up feeds beef from over a year ago. Yeah, but there's a wrinkle to the beef now. They saw each other in person. So here's what I think about Jared. It's like, I low-key think Jared was good casting. You could definitely say, like, some of the misogyny and just, like, general behavior is, like, enough to make you bad casting by itself, regardless of anything else. But, like, he was very additive to the season. There was a lot of crazy shit going on. It's not like he was dead weight on BB25. Like, he was a huge part of the story. Sometimes for good reasons, sometimes for bad. But obviously, criticizing someone else's method of being cast is insane when you're Jared. You know what I mean? And, like, I think I have a little bit of a warrant to speak on this because I'm Cory, brother of Zachary. And, like, obviously, me getting cast on Big Brother is very different from Jared getting cast in terms of, like, damn, you're the relative of a Survivor player, sign him up. You know what I mean? So I just think it's like, if you're Jared, criticize Quinn's HOHs. You know what I mean? And then Quinn could criticize your HOHs. It'll actually become a very interesting conversation. But when you criticize Quinn only getting cast because of X, Y, and Z, I think it's incredibly admirable how Quinn got cast. He got cast, the normal way. You know what I mean? Whereas you got cast the weird way, which a lot of people get cast the weird way, but, just, like, why are you going in that plan of attack? That's a weird one to me. If they were 2 seconds away from you comparing their HOHs. I mean, I think Quinn made worse nominations and choices at every turn, but Quinn also isn't Jared, and he's a much better player. So, like, Quinn wasn't as ridiculous during his HOHs. So I think overall, Quinn was better. Not to mention, Quinn didn't fumble a guaranteed win in the same way Jared did. You know what I mean? Jared sent home on his HOHs. Let's think about it. He won week 5, so he sent home Red. Then he won again and sent home Cameron. Yeah. Honestly, kind of based. Y'all aren't ride with that? Y'all don't like Jared evicting Red and Cam? Why are you guys complaining? That should be your fan favorite. AFP. Quinn didn't talk down to women? Yes. But he did talk down to Jared, and some would say that's worse. Look, I think Morgan has adopted a very responsible, reasonable approach of not talking shit on stream, which is what you should do. So I'm not going to criticize her for that. Jared pulled a Keanu. He put you up to teach you a lesson, but didn't want you to go home, and I learned that lesson. Whose side are you on between Quinn and Jared? You know me. I'm a play the middle kind of guy. What is there to say? But, Quinn. I'm much closer friends with Quinn, of course. And if this argument really is about casting, I don't think Jared has a leg to stand on. But, I think it's funny. I appreciate both Jared and Quinn having beef with each other. This is just good for society. I'm very glad. Morgan's a pro at streaming. She's great at it. I think she should do as much as she wants relating to BB, but I think she, could get much bigger than the BB community can offer. You know what I mean? The Big Brother community is very finite at the end of the day, especially, the online BB community. Eventually, when she transitions back to just doing, normal Morgan stream stuff, if she could leverage this platform, I think she'll be very successful. Morgan should do the challenge? I don't know. I think if you're already a pretty successful reality person, I don't know if the challenge is that useful. Unless you really think you got a shot at winning or you're passionate about competing, stuff like that. I think Morgan probably could be more successful in the other contexts, but I mean, she would do well. Exactly, Mountain Doofus, because she was a streamer before and she's talented. She's built for it. Okay. Is there anything else to say about Quinn and Jared? Is there anything else to say? Generally speaking, I'm fine with people talking shit on their platforms about other house guests, provided that you're willing to take the comeback. You know, you're willing to take the backlash, which Quinn obviously was. So more power to him. I think it's fun. Her average numbers, I think she was like 100 viewers, which is really good for like not having a built-in platform like that. I came for the tea, missed it. Jared and Quinn are beefing. Go on Twitter. Did you know America is in LA? Surely you're not referring that question to me, right? Surely you're not asking me, hey bub. What is America's thoughts on Sydney? Y'all, this is not like, this is not what this stream is. I don't know if you're new here, Snowman. What do you think's going on here? Like, you think we're just going to go down the list of names? What are our thoughts on everyone? You're joking? Okay. Sure. We're talking about BB lore. Okay. This is going to be fun. All right, everyone. Who's ready? You went to high school with Sydney? Interesting. I think they're chill, as far as I know. Is the Kyler Murray era over? I don't know if it's started. Okay. So, let me do a little bit of this. Whoa. Big Brother Lore Masters. Sydney with an S. Oh. She's a homie. Met her once. She was great. Got it, Snowman. You watch any NBA? Not a preseason guy. Okay, Big Brother Lore Masters. We're doing a Brant Steele. Who's excited? Who's excited? What a time to be alive. How crazy is this? Now, the question is, what qualifies a Big Brother entity to be a lore master? Well, in recent years, we've had a lot of new characters pop up in the world of Big Brother. I suppose. Sorry, I'm trying to sort out some audio. All right, should be fine. Okay. Now, we have a cast of 16 people. Was it hard to get 16? Not really, because I was kind of liberal in terms of what I considered lore masters. Some obvious ones come to mind. I'm not going to reveal any of them. We're going to do a bit of a cast reveal. But, again, just ride the wave, okay? Don't get too lost in the details or nitpicky about what counts and what doesn't count. Just have a good time, okay? Got it? Thanks, Brie. Appreciate it. If they kiss before day 30, no one cares. We were after that. Not too much after, but after. All right. So, are you guys ready to see the first cast member? I mean, I don't have much of a prelude to this. I think we just kind of dive in, right? What is a lore master in general? I think you'll get the gist quite quickly. Let's just dive into the first person, okay? The only thing that would have made this funnier is if Rubina started, like, hysterically crying. That would have been hilarious. But Janky is our first cast member. I think a ridiculously obvious member of this cast, right? Like, everyone knew this was going to happen the second this stream was announced, right? Now, the second cast member, I have to pull up a different video for. Give me 1 second. Ainsley's here. Whoa. Okay. I didn't know Ainsley had all that. Well, I mean, it's cut off from the camera. This is Ainsley post-stipend. It's a very different game. But Ainsley's here. Obviously, right? BB16, I think, introduced the idea that Big Brother could have lore. Prior to BB26, it was all, like, one-off characters, hit or miss. You know what I mean? But, yeah, I mean, I was deciding whether I should use Ainsley the robot AI or Ainsley the woman. But I decided to go with the AI. I think it plays a larger role in the season. Thank you, DD, for the 21 months. So I didn't thank you already. I appreciate you. Okay. So we got our first 2 members of the cast. Next up.
Whoa. Are you guys real?
He's awesome.
I walk in the backyard and I am tripping. There's lights everywhere. There's floaties. There's this crazy psychedelic lizard-looking dude. That's my old friend Otev. Sheesh. What's he been up to the past 2 years? Man.
And we're going to find out what Otev's doing to this day. So, Otev, for the purpose of the Brand Steel, I decided to go with the initial Otev, which is the, kind of like the totem, right? I feel like that Otev has not stood the test of time. But Otev's here, of course. It's going to be hard to evaluate what kind of player Otev's going to be, but, you know, we're going to have to figure it out. All right, let's get to the next cast member. I don't see any reason to waste time. This was an inspired call.
Good morning! Rise and shine, Brett! The early bird gets the worm.
Because
If anyone can name this character, you win. Oh, shit, the title's up.
Come on, lazy bones, let's go spend some time together. Quality time.
Instagranny is going to be visiting me
Oh, my back. Oh, heavens.
for 24 whole hours.
They got so lucky that Brett got this. Granted, a lot of people on BB20 like would be funny with it, but I think Brett's probably perfect. So we get Instagranny. One of the only punishments that we brought, I think maybe the only punishment that makes this list, but you know. I think Instagranny is particularly iconic on a particularly iconic season. What's up, Ludi? Thanks for hanging out. All right. Next up, we have...
Sharon is a legend.
Sharon.
Sharon Tharp.
God damn, are you Darren Tharp?
I was following you on Twitter so I could learn more about the franchise before coming in, and there was no better person to study up
Wow.
than you.
When you put it that way, it sounds like you're a good luck charm.
So we have Sharon Tharp, of course, who I think is definitely a Big Brother lore master. Not only is she one of the premier journalists covering Big Brother day in and day out, but also she has been rumored to be a house guest like 3 of the past 4 seasons. Who knows if she's ever actually been in the process? I would imagine not. But Sharon Tharp, BB28's going to come around. There'll be more rumors, so time to get excited about that. Would you ever stream with Demi? Of course, I love Demi. America and Demi have made a lot of content together. I think I have streamed with Demi, technically, one of Quinn's live streams. Taryn is rumored for 23 because he was moving. I would actively recommend Taryn not play Big Brother. Ultimately, I would say he should do it just because you'll regret saying no. But I'd be like, you have too much to lose. Not in terms of he's going to say something problematic. Not like that. But like if he goes there and just plays kind of poorly, it's very hard. That kind of fucks him up career-wise. You know what I mean? Like, he has a vested interest in being an authority on the game. And if he loses that authority, it's kind of rough. You know what I mean? First out, at this point, too big of a target, Snowman. No one would know who he is. There might be a single person who knows what it is, and they'd probably keep it a secret with Taryn. We saw how it affected Jordan Parhar. That's BB Can. But I do hear you. That is not. I mean, Kevin's the sweetest guy. Stockwatch would lose credibility. Exactly. What do you mean you're giving her a 6? You were a 5 on week 3. Yeah. All right. So, let's get on to the next house guest. Who's it going to be?
What's up, party people?
Gronk.
Champion Rob Gronkowski, but my friends call me Gronk. I hope you're ready for another BB
Good, Jason.
because it's Gronk's party week. That means
It's Gronk's party season, Big Brother lore masters. I mean, you got to have some who's ready for a takeover representation. So we got Gronk. One of the easiest inclusions. He didn't even have to do all the interviews. He was too busy, frankly. I was going to show one of his kicks of destiny that they do at the Super Bowl. I hope they keep doing it. But yeah, Gronk's here. Neil Patrick Harris was a tough cut. I thought about it. I thought him, Ziggy Marley, but not quite. All right. Any predictions on who we got next? I know it's kind of a shot in the dark, but if you get it right, you'll feel really good. Might be reason enough to just throw a name out there. You know what I mean? Dumel? Huh? I hate Josh Dumel. The Nether Gorgon. Captain Kosher. Captain Kosher's a full-ass house guest. He doesn't look like him, though. All right. Duh.
Hello again, house guests.
Come on.
Are you enjoying yourselves?
Yes.
I've invited you all to my resort to kick off what I'm calling the Masterminds Month of Mayhem.
Mastermind Season of Mayhem. Obviously, the Mastermind has to be involved. Right, I will say, Mastermind's best move of the game, getting out Rachel. That was impressive. You got to give him credit for that. Rachel was running the season. You can't say the Mastermind doesn't have any strategic aptitude. So shout out to the Mastermind. The question is, will we be evaluating the Mastermind as Eric Stein or Frankie Grande or who's the third one? Jesse Goddard. The answer, I don't know. Why are you asking me these questions? Close the tab. Grow up. Anyways. Next up. Bowie Jane.
Here's how my game works. In each round, I will be attacking different areas within the nether region. I may attack the shed, the garage, the 2 porches, the fountain, or the car. But before I attack, I will give you clues to which...
How crazy is this that, like, they told us where to stand, and then, like, the place we have to run to would be, like, right here. So, like, Bowie Jane's like, well, shit. like, I'm over here. What if I had to go over here? So, yeah, the Nether Gorgon's on the cast. Look, BB25 doesn't have much in terms of lore. The Nether Gorgon's kind of all we got. Unless you want to consider, like, Frankie, Danielle, and Brittany lore. So we got the Nether Gorgon, who I think is one of the funniest enigmas in Big Brother history. We know so little about them, but they've seemed to pop up every now and then in these more recent seasons. Slasher really was just a better, more equitable version of the comp. Yeah, it still wasn't perfectly equitable, but it was better. But this was kind of cool, like having this big of a set. Like, it was pretty fun to play. All right, predictions for the next house guest. America also forgetting Cory's name. That's crazy. At that point in the season, forgetting someone's name, it's like, bro, it's day 9. Elf Jordan Lloyd. The Trampoline Will Gotten All-Stars. I did consider including the pig. Next up, we have... Come on. Did you guys forget? The voice is so weird at the start.
Wake up, everybody! Wake up, Flame! They say everything is big in Texas.
All right. Zingbot's here. Where's America? She's out of town for a few days. LA. The pig. Put some respect on his name. He's the Hogfather. I mean, the Hogfather is kind of Otev, right? I was thinking about the Hogfather, but I was like, it doesn't really make sense. The Hogfather's got more lore associated with it, but I think that's maybe an alternate. All right, so, oh, you mean Ophelia, of course. All right, next up, one of my favorite inclusions, All right, Lore Masters, what do you got? So it is a bit, obviously. It is a bit. But we got Marvin. Marv. Joseph in another timeline. And here's what I'll say. I obviously am grateful we got Joseph, one of my favorites, in person and as a fan. Marvin would have been fun, too. In retrospect, I wish we also got Marvin on another season. I understand why we didn't, but Marvin, BB24 alternate, who was pulled like a day before the show started because he was found out to be on like 7 different shows. I believe he was on Big Brother Nigeria at some point, or was in the mix for that as well. He's been all over the place. So shout outs to Marvin. All right, what do we got next?
It's chopping. You like my hair? Gee, thanks. Just bought it. I see it. I like it. I want it. I got it.
Wow. Christy's here. Oh, that video is such a funny. Oh, you guys want that?
Loud. Loud.
One more.
Loud.
Christy, a Big Brother 23 house guest. You got pulled at the last second because of COVID-19. Remember that whole thing? Still around, by the way, shockingly. And Claire replaced her. So there's a big sliding glass doors moment. All right, that's not a phrase. Revolving door moment. Sliding glass door moment's crazy. Where Christy replaces Claire, and then Christy wins the Amazing Race. And instead, we have this timeline. But, you know, this timeline's pretty good, too. So shout outs to Christy. She'll finally get her chance, as long as she makes it through Sequester, which is somewhat tough to do. All right. What else we got? Crossover. Arissa Cox. Duh, you gotta have Arissa Cox. Are you kidding me? And that opens up the world to some Big Brother Canada characters. And you know, and look, I'm not going to say we got half the cast from Canada, but I think Big Brother Canada needs to be remembered. We have to remember it within the context of BB history. Created some of the best seasons in the show's history. On our Patreon, watching Big Brother Canada 5 currently. Going to post the next set of episodes tonight. So, check that out. But obviously, you gotta have Arissa Cox, one of the best hosts to ever do it. Which
Hey,
leads
it's
us.
Marsha. Now, I know you're all dying to know this season's theme. Obviously, I can't tell you, or they'd throw me in the dumpster. But I've seen a few good guesses online, along with a lot of terrible ones. So
Marsha the Moose. I think Marsha the Moose would fit really well into Big Brother US. I would love to see a little bit of crossover there. I think it'd be fun. Maybe just bring over the voice and use it for something. Just something for the fans. Granted, I think BBUS would rather die than like do anything related to BB Can. That would be like admitting defeat. So Marsha's here. I'm excited to see what Marsha can do. Only got a few more house guests, but I don't think you guys will be disappointed.
For now, let's eavesdrop on a house guest. From outside the Big Brother house with Brent, I'm Julie Chen Moonves. Good night.
It's one of the hardest clips to watch. No, not Brent. Julie Chen Moonves is in the mix. And I will say, I think her and Arissa could either make a great duo or be arch rivals. I do think Julie would have a one-sided beef with Arissa. I'd be surprised if Arissa had any, vitriol towards JCM. So Julie's here. Based on previous seasons, being religious, it might be very advantageous for Julie. So we'll see. I don't know how religious the rest of this cast is. We can make assumptions. I will say one more exclusion from this cast that I was really close to including, but I couldn't find any footage of them. I really tried. Was DJ Scroogey. And I'm kind of glad I didn't, because what the fuck would I have to talk about in regards to DJ Scroogey? But I did try. And I failed. But, next time. For Lore Masters 2, DJ Scroogey's got his spot. If Christy gets COVID again, not a problem. All right. We have one DJ. All right. Next up.
Shima? I'm not coming. Shima, it's Allison. I'm not coming. I hear what you're saying. I'm not coming. I need you to come. I need you to come to the diary room now. So please do that, okay? House guests? See? Can you please come in the living room, everyone?
This is stupid.
I have an announcement to make.
Allison Grodner's in the house. Woohoo! What an exciting time it is for us. This is genuinely massive. So Grodner, I mean, look, someone else is going to have to produce this season, so that should be good news for you guys, right? Pretty happy about that? All right, and then our last pick, one of my favorites. Might have been critical of them, but you know what? I've come around.
Frankly, I just appreciate that people thought I could hold two jobs at the same time.
Intern Andrew is here. Intern Andrew. Which gives us our full cast. I'll move this guy. We've got Ainsley, Allison Grodner, Andrew the Intern, Arissa Cox, Christy, Insta Granny, Janky, JCM, Marsha the Moose, Marvin, Otev, Rob Gronkowski, Sharon Tharp, The Mastermind, The Nether Gorgon, and, of course, Zingbot. All right. I mean, I was thinking about, do we give them stats? Do we give them relationships? I think we just run it, right? Are we all in agreement? Is this following the 50% BIPOC rule? Based on how they do it, probably. Yeah, we get there. Yeah, sure. We get there. I would say it is pretty typical that, like, the mastermind, this evil, like, criminal vibes, is still 3 white men. But what are you going to do? You want to randomize the stats? I think we keep the stats all even. Because it gives everyone a shot. Let's just do it. Let's do it. Winner picks in the chat. You only get one. You only get one. Context on Gronk being on here. I mean, it's like you don't even watch Big Brother. Like, what are you doing in the stream? Do I even have to, like, seriously, you're wasting everyone's time here.
What's up, party people?
There you go. There you go. All right. So I see Sharon. I see Marsha, Gronk, Arissa, Janky. No Julie. No Julie truthers. Kind of surprising. We'll just let it rock. Let's go. All right. The first click is often the most important. What's the setup? We got Grodner and Sharon. That makes a lot of sense to me. The press being in touch with production, not surprising there. The Nether Gorgon, I mean, Allison concocted the Nether Gorgon personally. Marsha the Moose is surprising to me. Marsha the Moose is also snuck in this little thing with Marvin and Sharon, and then Marvin and Marsha. I like the Mar connection. They call themselves the Martians. Get that on a t-shirt. The Martians, Marsha, and Marvin. Then there's the Mastermind and Zingbot post-execution working together. I don't know if you guys are privy to the lore between the Mastermind and Zingbot, but one of them killed the other, at least temporarily. But I think right now you got to say Marsha the Moose is in the best position. I mean, Marsha's in the 4, in the 3, and the 2. Mastermind and Zingbot have a little bit of a Cory Mimi thing going, right? So it's all pretty straightforward so far. House guests will walk within surfboards. Gronk finishes last. Had to throw it, right? Had to watch it. And we're at the top 3. Oh, boy. So Sharon and Grodner are working together. I would not be surprised if Julie's an early target. This might be big for Julie. Oh, boy. A Julie first HOH would be absolute cinema. We're going to reveal the winner. Wow. Wow. Julie Chen, after hosting for 27 seasons, pops up on season 28, wins first HOH. An endurance comp, no less. That's awesome. Julie's going to nominate Ainsley and Sharon. Wow. Julie does not like honest investigative journalism. She is not a fan of commentary. I don't blame her. I wouldn't be either. Not a girl's girl? Look, I'm anti-Ainsley, so I'm with that. Sharon draws the king of Zing. Ainsley gets the mastermind. Julie Houseguest choices Gronk. I could actually see this happening. Julie and Gronk working together. They probably have met. Gronk does a ton of TV stuff. Obviously, Julie's very high up in the CBS hierarchy. I think that's possible. I can see there being something here. Maybe there's a faith-based connection here. Was it a faith-based decision? I'm not sure. The winner is Gronk. So Gronk and Julie really controlled this week. Doesn't use it. Otev's flipping the mattress on Gronk. It's fucked up. A banner flies over the backyard saying Arissa's not to be trusted. Andrew and Arissa's having a tough time. Gronk's trying to blame Janky for stuff. Dude, Gronk and Julie showmance? Are you kidding me? Gronk works for Fox and Julie CBS. Yeah, but you go to some, networking events. I love this Gronk and Julie showmance. Who saw this one coming? This is so cute. I'm Julie Chen Gronkowski. Love one another. That's awesome. All right. We're hoping Ainsley gets evicted, right? Ainsley. Sharon. Ainsley. All right. By a vote of 11-2, Ainsley has been evicted. All right. Sharon survives the first vote. Trial by fire. One of her favorite players, Kevin Jacobs, did the very same thing. He went on to win the season. But we enter week 2. Julie riding high after HOH win. Zingbot and the Mastermind. Uh-oh. Do you guys think the Mastermind did it again? I think it's possible. Mastermind just... Damn. Yeah. Well, maybe should have stuck with Zingbot. Gronk finishes 15th and 14th in the first 2 HOH comps. And it's between Arissa, the Nether Gorgon, and Zingbot. A whole new squad of people. Based on what we saw, Arissa kind of needs this. But Zingbot gets it. Oh, boy. Puts up Janky and Marvin. I think Zingbot targeting Janky makes a ton of sense. Janky. Zingbot is an absolute hater. Has been since day one. I don't think he wants another robot to come in and steal his shine. Marvin, maybe a good pawn, perhaps. And the winner, Sharon. Okay. She's coming into her own a little bit. Probably not going to use it. I wouldn't suspect. I forget Sharon and Marvin are in an alliance. Okay. Uses the veto on Marvin. And Gronk is the replacement. Oh, my God. Splitting up the showman's week 2. No. Low-key, I'm hoping the first 2 evictees are Ainsley and Janky. That'd be sick. Otev and Marsha Bond. They have a similar vibe, I think. Sharon and Arissa Bond. Absolutely. That would be an iconic duo. Christy's having an emotional breakdown. Loud. And Arissa and Janky fight. Arissa's great feed so far. Grodner evicts Janky. Andrew evicts Gronk. A split vote. Arissa evicts Gronk. Oh, boy. 3-2. 4-2. Julie turns on him. No. 5-2. 5-3. 6-3. Ah, boy. By a vote of 7-5. Rob Gronkowski is evicted. Maybe should have tried in those HOHs, Mr. Best tight end in the league's history. I don't know. Just me. All right. We got the majority alliance. It is the Mastermind, Nether Gorgon, Marvin, Julie, Andrew, Christy, and Janky. These are all the votes to keep Janky, basically. This happens sometimes. Rallying around one house guest, all the votes form an alliance. This is kind of what we did with Felicia. Julie and Andrew makes a lot of sense to me. You got both alternates here. Mastermind and Nether Gorgon have a similar vibe. Kind of a hodgepodge group. Janky's probably holding them all together. But again, I mean, you got to say the best positioned person here by quite a large margin is Marvin. Marvin's connected to the Nether Gorgon twice, has Allison and Sharon, and the protection of another 6. I don't know. It's kind of hard to imagine how he gets evicted at this point. Not to mention he might win an HOH. Team Fun feeds Arissa. Arissa's one of the only people who I think would be willing to target Marvin. I don't know if she would do it. It seems like a bold move. Janky and Andrew. Interesting. Okay, well, it's 2 people in the majority alliance. You can't hate it. We've seen underdogs do much worse. Much, much worse. Instagranny's playing Julie. Arissa, house guest choices, Marsha the Moose. Is that not the most adorable thing you've ever seen? Are you kidding me? I'm going to cry on stream. This is beautiful. Oh, Canada playing over the wall. And Instagranny takes the veto. Doesn't use it. So one of the alliance is gone. Good for Arissa. Andrew invents a new game. Otev and the King of Zing Bond. I mean, the 2 iconic competitions. Janky attempts to blame and call the Mastermind for certain actions in the house and how the Mastermind deserves to leave. Imagine being the Mastermind and someone's accusing you of doing all this shit and you have to, like, wear that mask and have that voice and be like, no, it wasn't me. I feel like it would not be particularly believable. That's the price you pay when you put on the mask, I guess, right? And Zingbot's freaking out. All right. Janky on the block for the 2nd time in a row. Grodner evicts Andrew the intern. Wow. She scrapped BB unlocked. Christy evicts Janky. Andrew. Janky. Janky. Andrew. It's 3-3. Janky. Andrew. It's 4-4. Andrew. Janky. It's 5-5. It all comes down to the King of Zing. Janky. Of course it is. 6-5. Andrew the intern sticks around. Wow. So season 26 is cooked. We got Janky, Ainsley, and Rob Gronkowski out. And the alliance has been weakened. It's only 6 now. It's still a lot. It's a lot to ask for someone else to win. I believe everyone but Instagranny's in the alliance. This would be huge. Oh, boy. Grodner's trying to stabilize right here. King of Zing and Christy. I believe Christy is in her alliance, unless I got these alliances wrong. Grodner's not in it. She's not in it. Okay. This is a classic case of the majority alliance. There's a lot of people, but no one could win shit. So Christy and Zingbot go up. The winner of the Power of Veto is Allison Grodner. It's a Grodner week. Production interference. Doesn't use it. And we get to the vote. Oh, boy. I kind of hope Christy goes. I think Zingbot's got a bit more to give. Zingbot, 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 Christy, Christy, Zingbot, Christy, Zingbot, Christy. What is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 to 5? Oh boy. The evicted house guest. Grodner evicts Zingbot. Wow. Grodner says my biggest mistake in all my years of producing Big Brother is not getting some Christy airtime. And she's right. Brutal. Absolutely brutal. And the Alliance survives. I mean, at the end of the day, it was a misplay. But what are you going to do? It was a misplay by Grodner. Okay. I mean, they got decent. I mean, Arissa needs to clutch this one out again. It's pretty simple. She's clutch beyond all mental faculties I could use. It's unbelievable, inconceivable. The clutch gene is activated. Thank you, Kristen, for the 22 months. I appreciate it. They're robophobic. It's fucked up. All right, Arissa. You got one of the Alliance out last time. I think these are shit nominations. I'm going to be super honest. I think you did a terrible job. I mean, it's just, here's the thing, like, she probably thinks that Grodner is, like, in the power structure. But, you know, she's not. Marsha's playing. Andrew, House Gets Choice is the Nether Gorgon. I mean, that would be an iconic duo. And the winner. Come on, Arissa. Pull this out. Is Marsha. That should be fine. I knew Arissa and Marsha had a fucking plan. I knew it. And now you're going to put someone else in the Alliance on the block and continue whittling down the numbers. And all of a sudden, the 7 to 4 disadvantage is going to be a 5 to 4 disadvantage. Let's see it. The Nether Gorgon. Absolutely. Excellent move. Grodner makes an inappropriate comment. Breaks Otev's item. Trying to improve. Grodner's busy. All right. Can Andrew survive a second vote? Andrew. Gorgon. Andrew, the intern, is gone. Another member of the Majority Alliance is cooked. And we enter week 6. So now, all of a sudden, by the way, the Nether Gorgon, Sharon, Marsha, and Allison are barely outnumbered, I must say. Shoutouts to the Nether Gorgon playing all sides of the house. Surviving the vote easily. Being locked in with everyone, essentially. One of the only people who is targeting him, obviously, is Arissa. She can't win HOH. I would say it's a bit of a shame Arissa's not involved in anything. She's got a connection with Marsha, clearly, but that's about it. Alright. Nether Gorgon, Sharon, and Grodner. I'd be interested in the Nether Gorgon HOH. Honestly, no one's in the majority here except the Nether Gorgon, and he's playing both sides, so it's kind of interesting. What does the Nether Gorgon do? I mean, you put up Arissa. Arissa and Otev, I guess, are the noms, right? Yeah. The logic of this website is remarkably consistent. Like, it's all ones and zeros at the end of the day, right? All right, Arissa needs this. I mean, Otev's been the nothing burger of the season. Nether Gorgon, House Guest Choice is Christy. Okay. Otev wins the veto. Oh, boy. And then Instagranny goes up. I mean, Arissa and Instagranny both have no connections. I think Arissa has more ops. I'd be surprised if she survives this. Instagranny, though. Instagranny. Arissa. Instagranny, one more. Arissa. Instagranny. Wow. All right, Arissa survives. 5-3. I mean, getting out a floater seems like a decent move for someone playing the middle like the Nether Gorgon. But you'd think Arissa's the bigger shot, but I don't know. Next HOH. Is Arissa going to go back-to-back-to-back? 3 HOHs in 6 weeks? I guess it'd be 3 in 5 weeks. Is that possible? No, because Julie wins it back. Damn. I feel like she felt like Arissa was encroaching on her turf. That's the vibe I get. Puts up Arissa and Sharon. This is the ultimate hater energy. This is the Julie Chen Moonves villain era. And I'm kind of here for it. Alright, Marsha's playing. And Arissa House's choice is Grodner, which is interesting. Because Grodner, I think, put her up recently. Oh, she needs this. I mean, she's got good odds. Marsha is playing. They just got to beat Julie. Third place. Winner. Marsha. All right, let's see how deep this connection goes. Shared national identity. Shared pride for their community. Marsha uses it on Sharon. Okay, that's a compromise. So I can't use it on you, Arissa. That'd be too obvious. Otev. Wow, backdooring Otev? No way. She survives another vote. Makes an inappropriate comment, but invents a game. We'll take it. Nether Gorgon and the Mastermind are beefing. That's fun. Julie's apologizing. Okay. Here's the votes. Grodner evicts Otev. Christy, Otev. Marsha, Otev. One more will do it. Arissa. Marvin's been gunning after Arissa. Damn. Otev. It's going to be Otev's gone. 5-2. Here's the thing about Arissa. She's running out of floaters. There's not that many left. It's just her. And she's hardly a floater, but she's got no connections. It's kind of tough. And she's not going to be HOH. Christy takes the HOH. I mean, she's in the 5-person majority. She should target, like, Sharon, to be honest. Those are good noms. Those are actually excellent noms. Marvin's house gets choice by Sharon. I bet Sharon reported on Marvin. It's probably a good connection. Christy. It's her week. Can we get a loud in the chat for Christy? Mastermind tells a heartfelt story about why he needs the money. This is probably Frankie saying he's going to give his money to charity. The Mastermind's holding a house. The Mastermind's cooking. Loud. That's right. The votes. Grodner. Marsha. Oh, no. Marsha. Sharon. Marsha. I feel like Marvin's just throwing hinky votes. That guy's lost. All right. We're at the final 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Who's going to get the Cory spot? All right. Still, Arissa's got nothing. 0. The Nether Gorgon takes another HOH. I mean, Arissa's the target, pretty clearly. And then has to put up the Mastermind. So he had to choose one of his 2 alliances. And he chooses the Sharon side. Interesting. Nether Gorgon, Houseguest choice is Christy. Interesting. And wins the power of veto. Uses it on the Mastermind. Okay, there's a bigger plan at play. Christy is the replacement. So he's clearly picked the Marsha the Moose side of the house, even though Marsha's gone, which is kind of curious to me. But I guess at this point of the game, it's time to start whittling down your own numbers. I think this is where we bid Arissa adieu. Shoutouts to Arissa, giving us a fun ride. Probably. Okay. The Mastermind's in an alliance with Christy, unfortunately. Shoutouts. By a vote of 3-2, Arissa is evicted. All of a sudden, there are no floaters. The second juror curse. Sharon and Marvin dissolve, which I think is pretty devastating for Sharon. That was kind of her ace in the hole. So it's a group of 5 versus a group of 3. Nether Gorgons in both. So right now, I think you got to think the Nether Gorgon's the favorite. Marvin takes HOH. And immediately after breaking his final 2 with Sharon, puts her on the block next to Allison. Damn. I think Marvin and Christy might alternate their way to the end. Sharon saves herself. Is Sharon the new robbed goddess? Is that who we're rooting for? Is this Team Fun Feeds Sharon Tharp veto? Marvin puts up the Nether Gorgon. What a play! What a move. That's a winning move. I think the Nether Gorgon's probably going to stay, but you got to take big swings like this. I don't know if he has the votes. Let's see. Grodner. I'm a shout out to the Nether Gorgon. Swing and a miss there by Marvin. And now all of a sudden you look at the Nether Gorgon, it's like, is he loyal to Sharon? The loyalty is 5 across the board. Sharon's in must-win mode. Not going to win this one. Her best bet's the Nether Gorgon. Mastermind, all right. Seems pretty obvious. Sharon. Oh my god, could she do it again? Veto Queen. Sharon Tharp. Doing what's been done the past few seasons. Someone's going to win all those endgame vetoes. Going to use it on herself. JCM's the replacement. Marvin and Sharon trying to rekindle their thing. Nether Gorgon. Wow. There was a time in the season where it felt like Nether Gorgon was steamrolling. It was going to be a season 16-esque ride. A boring journey. But eventually you got to pick a side, and he decided to play the middle way too long. This is what you get for turning on your people that early. Which leaves us at the final 5. And Christy and the Mastermind formalize their final 2. Okay. Christy's played a good game here. Julie seems like a bit of a, a Bowie Jane or a Cam Sullivan Brown. Just kind of in the end game. I don't know how much win equity there is. There also is the question of, like, what if Julie just gets to the end? Does she get the votes no matter what? I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a tough one. HOH. Christy's not going to win it. Julie gets the HOH. Sharon's going to be the target, surely. Sharon needs the veto. She's needed the veto the whole time. She's top 3. Surely, right? Surely Sharon Tharp doesn't win a 3rd veto when she needs it in a row. Right? Wow. Christy. This feels like when Russell beat Brett in the Final 4 of Samoa. And the Mastermind is the replacement. I think it's almost inconceivable that Sharon stays here, but what a good run. Sharon cooked? Sharon cooked. I don't know what to say. Christy votes out her final 2. I guess Christy's locked in with Marvin. I don't know. What a play. Now Sharon finds herself in the final 4 with the alternates and Julie. 3 POVs. Julie's got 3 HOHs. It's a pretty good final 4. And the alliance dissolves. Every man for themselves. All right. Marvin gets HOH. Noms don't matter, but it does keep Sharon off the block for what it's worth. They've been friends all game. Julie gets the veto, so Julie's going to get the ultimate say. I think you got to evict Christy, right? I think Christy's the alpha threat. But Sharon and Marvin have such a friendship. I don't know. It's a tough call. I think I vote out Christy and just try to win the final 3. Julie votes to evict. Sharon. I mean, Julie's been gunning after Sharon all game. So it's Julie and the 2 alternates. This is what could have been if circumstances were just a little bit different in real life. Julie then takes part 1. By the way, a fucking comp beast Julie is. Marvin takes part 2. Julie takes part 3. And evicts Christy. I think Julie earned herself the win. I think this was a very Ashley-type game. She just turned it on when she had to. Last few weeks, locked the fuck in. Got rid of everyone. And if Marvin wins, well, we have a new morning routine. Christy votes for Julie to win. Sharon has cast her vote for Julie. The Mastermind has cast his vote, or their vote, for Julie. The Nether Gorgon cast their vote for Julie. And so did everyone else. A fucking 7-0 sweep. Julie beats Marvin. What a ridiculous season. Fan favorite. Oh, come on. The Mastermind. Oh, that's a casual. This is the most casual fucking AFP I've ever seen in my life. All the feedsters were on Sharon. And we all respect Christy's game, but like, come on. Well, what fucking edit did the Mastermind get? Are you kidding me? That's some horseshit. That's some bullshit. All right, that was a fun time. You know, as always. Do you guys want to do the final part of the stream? I think this is such. I got sent this in class, and I just have to watch. I have to read it. I love when news outlets try to write about Big Brother having no idea what the show is. So let's just dive into this, okay? It's about Big Brother 25. It's kind of game related, so I don't want you guys, you know, if that's not your cup of tea, go for it. I just think this is very funny. All 17 BB25 house guests gameplay ranked, parentheses, you won't believe who's on top. And let me tell you, they're correct. You genuinely won't believe it. And I'm coming into this with an open mind. If they have some good arguments, I only skimmed this. If they have some good arguments, I'm willing to be convinced, willing to be persuaded. So, does anyone have a prediction for number 17? Who's the worst strategic house guest from Big Brother 25? It should be quite obvious. Look, they snapped on this one thing. It is the one and only Luke Valentine. Although he was only in the BB house for the first few days of the game, Luke was still a part of the BB25 cast and came in with some sort of strategy for his game. Luke had created multiple alliances on his first few days in the house. I think he only created one. And it appeared he was trying to establish social connections instead of trying to be physical in his gameplay. I don't know if I'd give him that. He was expelled for using a racial slur. That did happen. Yeah, again, not much to say about Luke. I don't think if he was not expelled, he would have made it very far. I don't think so. Which leads us to number 16. Because now the possibilities have opened up. There's a lot of players who I think are worthy of being the 16th best strategist in BB25. And they decided to go with Kirsten. Okay. Although she was only there for a week, she was a memorable part of the season. She started playing the game as quick as possible. Main criticism of the house against Kirsten, their reasoning as to why she was evicted, was that Kirsten was trying to create multiple alliances. Everyone in the house was doing the same, but because Kirsten was caught in her gameplay, it was hard to get out of it. Kirsten's strategy was smart, and her gameplay likely would have worked for a while longer if she was able to do it stealthily. Okay. So far, that's pretty reasonable. This article is kind of doing fine. I don't think Kirsten's like the worst strategist of all time, but like, you know, for what we have, I think 16 is pretty reasonable. No, I'm with you, Moose. Okay. What do you think for number 15? Where's the next stop on this journey? Riley. Is this just a boot order? Luke, Kirsten, Riley? Seems kind of boring. Although she was quickly evicted, Riley was a competitive threat to the rest of the house. It's true. She was quick to win her first HOH. Gave her a different type of power than the typical HOH, but kept herself immune. She developed many alliances and tried to get herself set up for the following week, but she wasn't able to account for the other side of the house winning HOH. There you go. No way Riley's worse than Heisem or Red. I think she is definitely worse than Red, and I'm not sure about Heisem. I think Heisem's probably better just because of comps. I think people look at Riley's game with like a rose-tinted lens like that. If you go by the day-by-day of Riley's game, like it's pretty brutal. Maybe just by virtue of being athletic and being likable, that could be enough, but she wasn't likable for half the house. Okay, there's Riley. So far, so good. You know, obviously you might quibble with the exact placements, but you know, so far we feel fine, right? Number 14, we have Bowie Jane. All right, well, I disagree with this on the surface, but let's let them cook. Let's see what they got. Maybe they have a good case. Bowie Jane made it further in the game than some typical floaters, but her gameplay style was a classic BB floater game nonetheless. She followed the power structure in the house and tried to play as loyal to them as possible, moving week to week to keep herself safe. While Bowie was pulled into several alliances throughout the game, her only true allegiance was to Jag and Matt, which made it easy for her to skate by in the second half of the game. While she was in power for some of the most important moves of the game, Bowie was never actually in control, which is exactly what she wanted. I don't think this summary is crazy. I think it undersells her game a bit. I just think that description is not the 14th best house guest. I think Bowie, you have to say, is top 7 or 8. Like, she's top half on this cast. Are you kidding me? Why does Matt get a last name but Jag doesn't? You said that wrong too, so maybe it was one of those things, just a clerical error. If you make 3rd, you can't be 14th. I disagree with that. I think Derek Fraser was like about 14th. Maybe 15th. Better than Frenchie probably, but that's it. Yeah, no, I definitely think Big D got 2nd and he was probably... So, you know, I think this is crazy putting Bowie at 14, but let's let them cook. Let's see where else they go. Red Utley, okay. Was a player who didn't have too much time to establish a game in the house, but what we've seen made it seem like Red could play both socially and competitively. Winning a power veto comp is good. Physical ability to play the game, a strategy to align with Cameron made him a bigger threat, that's true. Tried to align with Seriflish and Izzy. Their allegiance wasn't towards him. Okay. This person's been pretty clocked in. So far, everything's fine. It's just the Bowie ranking throws me off a bit. That's all. But I'll let them cook. At number 12, Mimi. Some of these rankings aren't even that crazy, but then you have to consider which house guests have not been ranked yet. And you're like, Mimi's worse than that person? Like, here's the thing. I think I'm more vocally critical of Mimi's game than I even should be. Like, we get it at this point. She's better than a lot of people ranked above her. I don't even think that's close. I mean, they said she had all the makings of a great player. She wasn't successful when she was in the house. She stayed loyal to her Brown Sugar Babes alliance. Great at navigating conversation. Okay. She was too quiet and too hands-off. She won a comp and made it... After winning a competition and making it clear she wasn't as unskilled as it appeared. Okay. Close. She didn't win a comp, but that was close. I wonder with like an article like this, you send it to your editor, like obviously they don't know. Like they have no idea about this kind of thing. But shoutouts. She almost got a couple comp wins. She hardly fought to stick around. That is true. But yeah, this seems a bit bold. Written by ChatGPT? Maybe. I don't know. It feels like at times they know what they're talking about. Other times they don't. So number 11, who's going to miss out on the top 10? Cameron! That's a bit of a shocker. I expected this article to have Cameron way higher. You know what I mean? This is a Screen Rant. It's a great source. They were feeders. Okay. One of the favorites among casual BB viewers. Cam's been praised for his gameplay, but he wasn't incredible as he seemed. He's able to win his way out of nearly any situation, but it was quickly obvious that he was unable to make moves when he wasn't in power. Great point. His social game wasn't good in practice, though it seemed interesting in theory. I don't know. Doing his best to cause chaos within the power structure, he used his limited social capital to make big moves and eventually was able to fight his way back into the game, but couldn't make it to the end. Yeah, I don't think there was much of a social game there. Like, I don't think there was much of a plan. He was trying to be likable. You know? Do you think Mimi wins BB Exorcism? Jag and Matt convince Cam to put up blue, or do you go for sure? I think there's a good chance I'm in trouble. I think it's more likely than not that I get nominated at the very least, and maybe Felicia gets voted out, but I think I go on the block. Alright, well, At number 10, we got Felicia, which I think is fine. Here's the thing, though. There's some names that are missing. I'm not going to say them yet. There's some names that I would have expected to have seen that I haven't seen yet. And I'm very curious about this author, this writer's justification. There's just a couple people who I would expect, you know. I should have read their paragraph by now, but I haven't. Felicia was one of the most outspoken house guests, absolutely. Place in the game has always been interesting. She was with Suri and Felicia. She worked with Izzy. You know, she made moves that seemed sloppy and uncontrolled by Big Brother viewers, but it did ultimately work for a long period of time. I wouldn't say it worked, but, you know, she stayed in. Okay. Now, number 9. Surely we see some of these names that we've been expecting to see, right? Exactly, Pratt. Surely, right? All right. Heisem comes in at number 9. Almost top half. I'm curious how they justify this. I'm curious. He's a tremendous player, both physically and socially. Okay, this is our point of deviance. This is where we deviate. Or point of deviation, not deviance. Deviance is a different thing. We'll get to our point of deviance soon. His strategic game needed some work. Winning the HOH, he built his initial alliance. After winning 3 comps in a row, it was clear he was a comp threat, and they turned against him. Yeah, I just think the social threat is kind of the problem here. But, you know, I think Heisem was really good socially with some people. I don't even know if that's true. Heisem was pretty bad socially. I think he was better strategically than he was socially. Like, he knew how to set up an alliance and, like, what an alliance was supposed to do. 9th is pretty crazy, though. I don't know if I can get there, but top 3 players I'd want to see play again. We'll give it that. Okay, 8, you have Blue. I don't know where to rank Blue. I mean, she's probably, like, how do you rank Blue versus Mimi? You know what I mean? Like, I think Mimi's better, but I think I prefer Blue's style of gameplay more, but, like, I don't know. I think 8th is fine. I probably would rank her a little lower, but I still think Blue's, like, better than Felicia. Maybe better than Mimi. You know, it's okay. I think 8's fine. 7, Matt. And now this is where I started getting confused reading this article. This is where I'm like, oh, where are we going? Who let this person cook? All right. And look, I'm not here to talk up Matt's game. I think I'm lower on his game than most. Just Matt being 7 is like, okay, how does this work? He's real for this? I guess so. My favorite podcaster. Sorry. So, Quinn, what's going on? Go on, you have the floor. What's going on here? You have anything to say for yourself? Why are you attacking my friend? You love BB25? Okay. It's just weird. Like, you know he's my bud. He's my boy. That's Pooh. And you're just attacking him? Unsolicited? You're making it hard for me to stand by you, Quinn. Anywho. Matt Klotz is at 7. You should do this for your season, Quinn. I feel like they have to have some diabolical rankings here as well. I was going to keep it on the DL, and then you told our half. Look, I apologize for that. I do take blame for that. Your stream yesterday, the responsibility and the blame has fallen on you. Was this your first time streaming after your trip, I guess? Because that would make some sense, actually. I feel better after your stream. I'm like, you know what? You know, this is now Quinn's responsibility. You had to provide? Gotcha, okay. Matt's gameplay was overhyped in the house and by Big Brother viewers. Damn. He's seen as a competitive threat, even though he didn't win many competitions. Damn. Sorry, I'll show. Aligned with several different groups, keeping himself safe, doing his best with information. While the theory behind the strategy was sound, in practice, it became clear that he wasn't making many big moves, instead of just floating with the power. Instead, he did that. Here's the thing. I'm fine criticizing Matt's game. I think it is overrated, frankly. 7's crazy. 7 is crazy. And now let's see who they got above him. Izzy! Izzy came into the house as a super fan, hoping to find her way into a large alliance. She locks in with Suri and Jared. Incredible social player who made bold moves and create relationships with nearly anyone in the game. This is what makes me think it's AI. Because, like, say what you will about Izzy, I don't think her social game is terrible. I think she's really good at connecting with a lot of people. With nearly anyone in the game is diabolical. I think Izzy's game is, like, summarized by not being able to get along with certain people. How is Jared still there? That's a good question. It's a good question. So yeah, I don't know. I think Izzy being 6th isn't even, like, the craziest take. Like, there's not that many good players on any given season, but I think 6th feels a bit high, right? Like, do you rank Izzy above Bowie? That's probably, like, just a preference thing. But okay, Izzy's at 6. Number 5 is Jared. Okay. Jared slipping to 5 is genuinely diabolical. I can't understand this one. I think Jared, for what it's worth, is better than Cameron, but he should be like 11th. 10th, 11th, or 12th. You could argue he's better than like Kirsten and Riley and maybe Heisem and, you know, Luke and those people. But the second you get to players who actually played the game, absolutely not. What do they say for him? As the son of a legend, he wants to make his own mark, playing the game as a social player and physical threat. He may not have been popular moves among the fans, but he was unafraid of the blowback of making big moves. I'll tell you what, Jared was unafraid of the blowback of his big moves, but he was fucking terrified of Bowie Jane. God, I still get texts from Jared being like, ooh, I still can't nominate Bowie. She's going to be mad. But other than Bowie, yeah, he wasn't that scared. And then they mentioned the ableist language against America. Again, I don't know why you're including this when you're ranking Jared highly. Like, obviously, you don't want to erase it to history, but it feels like it's against the case you're trying to make. Until some emotion, his social strategy and competitive nature made him a threat and kept him safe. Until some overly emotional decisions cost him the game. I don't think they justified why he's number 5, but fair enough. Number 4, America Lopez. Beautiful as ever. She had a reputation for not being able to keep secrets during her time in the house, but with one of the most adept social games in the cast, the accusations that she was dispersing information out of turn were overly exaggerated. I think that's actually untrue. I think she did spill. Like, that was her biggest flaw. And I think her social game is, like, she's obviously good socially, but in that house it didn't work. I think America's, like, strategic game is what makes her, like, as good of a player as she is. You know what I mean? I think just because she's a girl, they want to say social instead of strategic. We talked about this with Ashley. But I think the fact that she understood how Big Brother works and, like, what a good move and a good HOH is what made her better than a lot of other players. Didn't have much power. It's true. She orchestrated some of the season's biggest move with her showmates, Cory. It's true. When they were close to the center of the power structure, she was never close. I was close much earlier, but playing a hand in Izzy, Jared, and Cameron's evictions. I would give her Izzy and Jared, I guess, because Jared was a consequence of Izzy. Cameron, we didn't have much to do with that, right? Yeah. I don't know. There you go. 3 is Suri. Okay. Now we're cooking. Because now Cory has passed the Suri threshold. Bit odd. Bit weird, but we move. We digress. Coming into BB25 with a target on her back. Her son Jared was in the BB house. She's been known for being a master social game player. She did create an elaborate power structure that kept her safe. but her lack of strategy and difficulty in competitions led to her downfall. I don't think it's her lack of strategy. I think it's too much strategy, right? Unless that's what they're saying. So this leaves us to the top two. Jag and Cory, Cory and Jag. Who do we think sneaks in to that number 1 spot? Well, at number 2 is Jag Baines. Jag had some of the most interesting gameplay throughout the season. He was a competitive threat. He was hiding behind a shield. His record number of comp wins. Competitive success. He was evicted unanimously. While he hid behind others early on, he ultimately capitalized on his win. Meaning, Week 11's evicted house guest, Cory Wurtenberger, is the best player of Big Brother 25. Is one of the most strategic house guests. Cory's social gameplay was an exciting part of the season. When Cory was able to use his clear, direct communication style to his advantage. He's able to talk nearly anyone in the Big Brother house into anything. I don't know about this. I had a good week there. Week 3 was really good. I'll give myself that. Unfortunately, when Cory's communication wasn't working for him, he sometimes talked himself into a corner that was hard to get out of. I don't really know what that means, but I think I agree. I don't, talk myself into a corner. It mixed with his strong alliance with America and the fact that when necessary, he could be a comp threat. You know what they call that? You win when you need to. That's the thing about me. I win when I need to. Made Cory an asset, but a huge threat at the same time. His gameplay was flawed, but some of the best. I apologize, y'all. I don't like clickbaiting my streams. This is actually the best article in Big Brother history. Number 1 over Jag and Suri. Matt's at 7. Jared's at 5. Heisem's at 9. What an article. Now, I've been told that there's a cash prize associated with being ranked first in this article. I don't know the details. But if you're in the chat, whoever wrote this, yeah, just DMs. Wherever you want to hit me up. Wherever you'd like. Win when I needed to and didn't win the veto to save himself. I was set up beautifully that week. I was going to steamroll to the end until America spoke to Blue. I didn't need that win at all. I got unlucky. I was playing perfectly. Do you guys even read the article? I feel like I'm talking to crazy people. I was good strategically. You guys saw? You guys read? Do you want me to send the link in chat? This might help you guys out. Read that and then get back to me, okay? You gonna print this out and frame it? No. I can move my head. It's there. Oh, that's tough, relevant. Share should. You will study this article? Please do. That's everyone's homework assignment. Please read this article one more time before next stream so we can all talk on the same level of strategic. We can speak on the same strategic plane. You know what I mean? Street saying your eviction was production interference. Sorry, dude. Low-key double veto. Kind of bullshit. I didn't see a timer for timing Jag's Superhero Training Academy. Anonymous, thank you. Thank you. My financial incentive, my monetary prize has been paid out. I appreciate it. I earned it. Honestly, I'm not even going to say thank you, Anonymous. I deserve this.
Literally, fuck off.
For that performance, I'm hoping these gifted subs came from Matt's pocket. Not just like in a vacuum being given to me.
Literally, fuck off.
But I appreciate it, Anonymous. Regardless, thank you. Anonymous is share. Yeah, I hope so. All right, whoever started that poll, relax. But I appreciate you guys. I'm gonna get offline. It was a fun little stream. I'm gonna try to stream another time this week. With law school, it's just kind of whenever I have a concept, and I'm gonna try to stream 3 times a week, 2 at the minimum. I will be posting the Big Brother Canada 5 Week 2 tonight. Or, sorry, Week 3 tonight. So check that out if you're interested. Patreon.com/Americory. We posted Glee a couple days ago. And yeah, that'll be it. Was that Quindlin? Definitely could be. IG subs content coming? Yeah, it should. It should. Okay. I don't think there's anyone to raid, right? Morgan, Quinn, none of them are live. Puya's on. All right, we'll raid Puya. Tell Puya I say hi. Send him some love. Some less than twos.